So, funny story. I'm sick. That's why I sound like shit, and I'm probably gonna have like a million voice cracks. Uh, yeah, you get to hear this side of me, and you also get to hear the cough drop in my mouth. So, fuck it, we ball. We're doing this. I got this. It's already December. That's kind of insane. So I should cover something Christmassy, right? Maybe I can cover the Home Alone movies. I love them. Maybe some Robert Zemeckis films. Maybe Die Hard for shits and giggles. Oh god damn it. I will probably never be topical again, let me keep it real. This is a channel where I talk about whatever I want. So I'm going to talk about dinosaurs. In 2000, Disney released their film Dinosaur, directed by Eric Layton and Ralph Zondag, two individuals with very expansive backgrounds in art and animation. The more I look through their IMDb's, the more my jaw drops. The composer for this movie was James Newton Howard, who also has a very wide range of movies that he covers. Like, he did the Dark Knight trilogy, but also the Simpsons movie. I thought for the longest time this was kind of just a shitpost of a movie, but no, this is a Disney Nepo baby. The voice cast is not to be understated as well. I'd be here all day if I listened to everything everyone has been in. I'm here for the dinosaurs, not the cast. This was one of my favorite movies growing up. I just loved anything with dinosaurs. Still do. I am working to become a paleontologist one day, but whatever. Dinosaurs seems to be often forgotten in the lineup, which totally makes sense. It's kind of just there. But it did feel nice and cozy rewatching this. I will be biased with this movie, and therefore I will not be nearly as angry as I was when I was covering Dominion. Let's talk about the behind the scenes of this movie real quick. Something that really stands out about this movie is its visuals. The dinosaurs are CG, obviously, but the backgrounds are live action. They were on location visual shots taken and altered with CG. I thought this was the coolest shit when I was a kid, and it's still pretty damn impressive to this day. Disney Studios were pioneers in computer generated animation, creating the very first fully CG film, Toy Story. They had an approximately 127 million US dollar budget, and, well, it's Disney. It really is impressive, even if it looks a little odd if you look too closely. The evolution of CG visuals has improved so quickly, it's kind of insane. I mean, 6 years after this movie came out, we had Dead Man's Chest. But never mind that. Time to get into the thick of it. This movie starts with a nesting ground for herbivores of all kind, which promptly gets torn apart by a Carnotaurus. Oh my god. Hey, wait, hold on. That looks a little weird. Don't worry, I'll get to the nitpicks later. One egg in an iguanodon nest manages to survive and starts its journey. An oviraptor steals the egg and it winds up in rivers. A pterosaur takes it and fumbles it. This pterosaur is the Geosternbergia, which is still up for debate on whether or not it's valid as its own genus, but whatever. Eventually, the egg lands on an island of lemurs. Yeah, we'll get into that. The lemurs raise the iguanodon and name him Aladar. I'm not going to introduce the lemurs because frankly I don't really give a shit about them. Years later, after a courtship ritual for the lemurs, a meteorite hits the planet and destroys the island as everyone runs for their lives. I would say this is dark for Disney, but Claude Frolin's scar exists. Still incredibly grim though, holy shit. They wind up in a desert and stumble into a herd of herbivores that are being hunted by velociraptors. Kudos to them for actually making the velociraptors tiny little bastards. This herd is led by fellow iguanodons by the names Crone, the leader, Bruton, the right-hand man, and Nera, the sister. Crone is leading the herd to a watering and nesting grounds, but he's very kinda rude about his ways. This movie is weirdly grim, and I mean all throughout, we see like a lot of gnarly dinosaur deaths. And again, the mass fucking extinction that just happened. A Carnotaurus and presumably her juvenile are stalking the herd and they attack stragglers such as Bruton who went to scout out with another herd member when they got to the watering hole. By the way, Aladar and the lemur family, they meet and befriend Baleen the Brachiosaurus, Ema the Styracosaurus, and Earl the Ankylosaur of dubious species and dubious sentience. They're old and weak, and Aladar gets repeatedly told by Crone, whatever happens, happens. Their deaths will slow down the Carnotaurs. Jesus fucking Christ, man. There is a blooming relationship between Aladar and Nera, but Crone is a huge cockblock. After an incident at the watering hole, our main group gets left behind and they must rest in a cave for the night. An injured Bruton does join them, though. Unfortunately, the Carnotaurus pair does find them and attack. Bruton gives his life to save the others, who retreat farther into the cave. They discover a shortcut to the nesting grounds, and Aladar doubles back to let the rest of the herd know. He catches up and lets everyone know, but Crone, being the dictator he is, says everyone must follow him over this very, very dangerous giant rock pile. We find out that a Carnotaurus managed to survive the attack and is going in to, well, attack. The herd fends it off as they round back to the cave, all except for Crone, who the Carnotaurus goes after. The final showdown is between the Carnotaurus, goddamn, take a shot every time I say Carnotaurus in this video, Crone, Nira, and Aladar, the former two losing their lives. The Carnotaurus death is kinda grisly, holy shit. Crone dies a hero, Aladar and Nira get together, and the entire herd lives happily ever after in the nesting grounds. It's a fairly simple plot with a shoehorned romance, but it is shockingly disturbing at moments. I watched it a million times as a kid, but the meteorite scene still shook me to my core. The comedy isn't the best, but the heart's still kind of there. Oh! Oh shit. Uh-oh. I didn't do it. Please, no! It wasn't me! It's a fun kids movie about dinosaurs and found family. But I'm an adult with a paleontology obsession, so I must nitpick. I won't be nearly as angry as I was in the Jurassic World video, mostly because I'm afraid of voice cracks. I've already had several, and oh my god, it hurts. But I also do need to learn some civility. Broken wrists is in every piece of fictional dinosaur media. If you do not recall, dinosaur wrists are not fully pronated, so their palms face each other as opposed to having these kangaroo wrists. What I want to focus on is the timeline of species incorporated into this, and I want to yap about the Carnotaurus. However, there is one furry elephant in the room that has been bothering me since before I was able to ride a bike. The lemurs. Why did they choose lemurs out of all species? I have no idea. There's probably some behind the scenes stuff, but I don't do that much research, I'm gonna be so honest. The lemurs in this movie are based off of sifakas, I'm very sorry if I mispronounced that, which evolved roughly 50 million years ago. Okay, well, maybe lemurs existed during dinosaur times? There is evidence to suggest that lemur ancestors did exist around 70 million years ago. An important question is, when does this movie take place? Supposedly 65 million years ago, which explains, well, obviously the whole extinction shit. So it is entirely possible for lemur ancestors to exist, maybe, but not this kind. And why lemurs in the first place? Why not anything else? Whatever, let's timeline some other species into this. The center stage, the iguanodon, one of the very first dinosaurs to have ever been discovered. I believe it was the second species to be discovered. It was alive from the late Jurassic to the early Cretaceous. Oh, well, okay. How about the Brachiosaurus, baleen? Late Jurassic, so maybe they lived with the iguanodons, maybe, but wait, hold on, this is right before or around the extinction of the late hold on, okay. My beloved baby Carnotaurus? Late Cretaceous! Okay, so it was somewhat near the time frame, but it doesn't fit in the time period of the other two. Hold on. Styracosaurus was late Cretaceous, and it was wiped out by the asteroid shenanigans, most likely. That checks out. God, I'm so confused. There are plenty of dinosaurs and other species in this that do align roughly with the late Cretaceous, but the main star of the show, the iguanodon, did not exist anywhere near this time. Don't get me wrong, it is awesome to have an iguanodon front and center. But what the fuck is this lineup? It's very bizarre having late Jurassic and late Cretaceous creatures coexist. And having lemurs is extremely distracting. But hey, Kulasu just shows up. Conniving bastard, I know you did, you devious ne'er-dweller. Look at this face. This is the face of a very devious individual. Now for the Carnotaurus rant. This movie is absolutely what got me into loving this tiny arm goober with a face that only a father could love. And that father is me. I love my ugly little baby. Anyway, this movie's interpretation of it is incredibly ridiculous. It's shown to be roughly 15 feet tall with massive spikes all over it and really weirdly long arms. This design is metal as all hell. I love it, but oh my god, is it inaccurate. In reality, there was only roughly 1 foot difference between the Iguanodon and the Carnotaurus. There was this fantastic video by Dino Guy about the many designs and media of the Carnotaurus. I highly recommend checking out the video and his entire channel out. But case in point, this design is absurd and I love it. Oh, Cap, you're a hypocrite. You call out Jurassic Park for having incorrect designs. Shut up, nerd. Of course I'm a hypocrite. This design is too badass for me to hate, okay? And also, nostalgia bias. That's me eating fossils. One question that I do have that has been bugging me is the dubious sentience of various species. Why do only the herbivores speak? And why is Earl not part of the speaking crowd? Is he a juvenile? Is he a pet? Is there something else going on? I don't know. Why don't the velociraptors or the carnivores speak as well? Is this some kind of Animal Crossing dilemma? It's some weird, goofy Pluto debate that has stumped me for a hot second, but it's a kids' movie, so I probably shouldn't have a migraine over it. As a movie, it's fairly simple kids' movie shit. As a dinosaur movie, it does hit some marks, though detrimental to others. Do I love it? Well, it has a place in my heart, but it damn well is not top 10 for me. It ain't no Madagascar or Megamind. But for all the weird stuff in it and the frankly insufferable comedy, it's a bit of an underrated gem in the Disney catalog. There was a bunch of love and care put into this movie, which I can't say for a lot of modern Disney movies. It might not be a Hunchback of Notre Dame, Ratatouille, what have you, but it's a neat film to revisit from time to time. Nostalgia bias? Obviously. But it's a cute little movie to watch now and then. There, I finally talked about something I like. This will probably be the last of my current dinosaur streak, as I have a couple of other ideas for the next video. It may take a bit to get out, especially with the holidays right around the corner, but I'll get one out eventually. Thank you all so much for tuning in as always. I really do appreciate it. If I don't see y'all in the near future, happy holidays and stay safe out there. See y'all soon.